yet again with another interesting episode of Tech Talk Thursdays at Impact. Today we have with us Sanat Agarwal, Sumit Pandey, and Kapil Batra, the founders of Simplify, a management consulting firm based in Bari. Welcome to Tech Talk Thursdays. Hope you're all keeping well and safe. Sanat, Sumit, and Kapil are seasoned ex-Big Four professionals having worked with organizations like KPMG and Grant Thornton. As participants at Impact Business Incubators, they will be sharing with us their perspective on how the global pandemic is impacting their startup. Crisis moments like the COVID-19 also present opportunities like more sophisticated and flexible use of technology, a revived appreciation for the outdoors, and life's other simple pleasures. But a crisis on this scale can reorder the society in dramatic ways, for better or worse. A global novel virus like this can keep us contained in our homes maybe for months, and that is actually raising a lot of questions like, will nations stay closed? What will happen to the economy and our lifestyle? How will the different sectors be impacted, be it the airlines, be it tourism, manufacturing, services, etc.? So we actually hope to address some of these questions in today's segment. So let's get started. Are you all ready?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So to begin with, Sanat, you have worked with the Big Four for over several years now. So can you tell us what triggered you to start a company like Simplify?
Rachel, I have always wanted to be an entrepreneur and had been considering starting my own business for some time. The more immediate trigger was working with large firms such as KPMG and Grant Thornton. I realized that while the big firms are doing an excellent, providing excellent advisory services to large businesses and corporations, uh, they are unable to provide the same quality of services to small and medium scale businesses and startups. The small companies and the startups are simply unable to afford the extremely high cost fee structure of these large firms. So as a professional, I thought there is a market gap uh, where we can a new firm can exist and provide services cater to the advisory requirements of the small businesses and the startups. Um, and I was just thinking about this. Uh, I met Sumit and Kapil, and we had a discussion, and I realized that they are also considering starting their own firm. So put together, it was a good time to put together, simplify, and provide a holistic solution to the clients.
Well, that's an interesting start to your startup. Well, moving on, the Big Fours have always been in the forefront of technology when it comes to providing management consulting services. So, what sets Simplify apart from the rest?
Yeah, I'll take that. So, Sumit here. Uh, I'm visible on the camera, right? So, sure. Big Fours definitely they have their own forte. They are front runners when it comes to technology. They have a huge resource base as well. So, but if you see nowadays, for the past few years, what has happened is that when it comes to the relevant technology, the relevant need of the market, bringing it out at the forefront to the client, uh, the SMEs, the new startup companies, they have been more proactive. This is what we are trying to bridge. And from our side as well, being consultants, we want to be agile, we want to be nimble. So the need of the hour, we need to bring it out to the market quickly and turn it around fast. If you see the platform that we are speaking on, Zoom, so it is, if you see, there are big MNC ICT companies as well, be it Microsoft and the rest. You see, this platform has come up very strongly in the market. The reason being, they were focused. They wanted to bring to the market what is there needed, and they actually interacted with the clientele much more thoroughly. So that's what our USP is. This is what we are trying to bring to the table.
Well, that's nice. Simplify is co-founded by the three of you who have had vast experiences whilst working with the Big Four. I'm sure that you as a team are bringing a diversified set of skills to the table. So would you like to talk about some of them, Kapil?
Yeah, of course. The very foundation of this firm, which we have made, is based upon the fact that three of us bring in three different line of experiences, and which are intersecting somewhere. Like if you look at it, look at Sanat's profile, he is all into deal advisory, but he is from engineering background. So he has a real good combination of finance as well as technical background. If you look at Sumit's profile, he is a chartered accountant by profession, but he is into business advisory, financial advisory, all sort of things. And I am myself am a chartered accountant, but my inclination was more towards risk consulting, internal audit, fraud investigations, etc. So coming together, we can provide a full suite of services to clients. That made us come together.
That's wonderful. I feel that the amalgamation of your expertise and your skills will take Simplify to greater heights. So what sectors do you think will be impacted maybe in the short term and also in the long term? Like, which do you think will benefit, which ones will be out of business, and what position does your own business stand at?
Yeah. Look, from the short-term perspective, we all have seen how the hospitality sector, the aviation, airlines industry, they have taken a huge hit. The F&B sector. So, and we can see it all around us within the country as well. These sectors have quite come to a standstill. Apart from that, from a medium perspective, automobile sector, construction sector, these are sectors which actually ride on the onto the economy part. So if there's a growth in the economy, they'll also do well. But if the cash is tight in the market, not too many people will be going into investments in these sectors. So these are the sectors which have taken a hit. In terms of sectors which can perform better, medical supplies are good. Packaged food, is as well good. ICT. So as I mentioned, the technology platforms which a lot of people are using nowadays while working off-site, remote working environment. These ICT technologies will be riding the growth in the next few years. E-commerce and health technology, certainly from the medium term perspective to a bit of long term, next, let's say 2 to 5 years, they can do very well. As we see in the market, from a clientele perspective as well, a lot of clients within the country are in the sector of F&B. A lot of clients are in construction and real estate sector. Financial services are there. So across the board, there have been a hit, and it's all about how do you deal with the challenge, and it applies to Simplify as well. So when we are here in the market, we are to serve the clients. It's about us. How do we restructure our services? How do we bring the relevant services to the client who are in need right now? And this is what we have done. So in this as well, we have brought in certain new line of services as well, which are more relevant to these times. It's all about changing to the market needs. So we have to gauge what's the need of the market, and we have to bring it to the market as well. So,
well, Sumit, that's a very valid observation that you have made in terms of what sectors have been affected and what can be done to cope up with them. So, with the vantage point that you have, what are you seeing in terms of your clients or your prospects' responses to COVID-19?
I would like to take that, Rachel. This is Sanat here. So the initial reaction, I would say, of some of the clients have been knee-jerk, including some clients have resorted to layoffs, and other clients have resorted to salary curtailments. However, as people are kind of gradually grasping the full extent and of this pandemic, uh, they are slowly resorting to a more measured response and adopting measures like flexible policies, including work from home. Many clients have reduced their working hours. Many clients are now reviewing their standard operating procedures to suit and to meet the social distancing norms. They generally clients are avoiding physical meetings as far as possible, and they are adopting online meeting, preferring online meetings. Business travel obviously has virtually been stopped, some by force, some by choice, and some new projects have been put on hold. So these are the initial responses so far. Obviously, we are still in an emerging situation, and the full extent, as I said, we are yet to kind of realize and understand and see how the market responds to that.
Yes, Sanat. Just a quick question. I'm sure that our viewers would be interested in knowing how the COVID-19 has impacted your lifestyle. So, did you have to make any lifestyle changes, like any vast lifestyle changes as such?
I,
I think Kapil will be the best person to answer this.
yeah, yeah. Thanks, Sanat. Rachel, if you look at, it's not only me, almost everybody is adopting to this lifestyle. We have reduced our routings. Now you see the social gatherings will be reduced, definitely. My commuting outside is very minimal. I even before thinking going to a supermarket, I'm thinking twice. So till a vaccination comes and till some assurance comes that we can be immune to this problem, definitely me and people like me everywhere will be making these lifestyle changes. And you have just asked a question to Sumit, which sector would be affected. These sector would largely be affected because of the lifestyle change of the consumer.
True.
When we go out less, we spend less. Personally, it may be good for us, but ultimately it's not going to help the economy. It is going to hit economy in a major way. So of course we have to live with it, but how long we have to see, because man ultimately is a social animal. How long we can suppress our natural instinct of going out, meeting people, exchanging our thoughts face to face. All those are going to be a big time question for a long time to come. That's how it is.
Absolutely. You're very true on your viewpoint on that. To enable your clients' way through such challenging times, have you enhanced your service lines? Like, do you wish to talk about any of the interesting products or service that your clients could avail of at this present situation?
Yeah, Sumit here. So we have actually being a close unit of three partners, and we converse very often. And as I mentioned earlier as we need to be very proactive to the market demand. So we have been speaking to a lot of our clients, and they were mentioning to us with the drop in the economy and then lockdown that has happened. So the revenue stream have actually dried out, and the operating expenses of the companies have it's not easy to cut down on the expenses overnight. So gradually, your company can do that. So to manage the liquidity of the company in a better manner, so that they have a proper understanding what's going to come in the next few months, so that they are more ready to deal with it. We have launched a liquidity management model, so wherein actually the company can forecast their future cash projections and understand what is the headroom available with the bank facilities that they existing have. Now, if they need certain more facilities, they can always go back to the bankers and explain them that this is the shortage that they are facing. To add on to that, as I mentioned, that companies have been struggling with cash flows. There are companies which have had certain amount of debt on their books. Now these debts have to be repaid to the banks, though government have been a bit flexible and directed to the state-run agencies to be lenient on the SME sector. Banks are private institutions, so in terms of SMEs and their capacity to restructure the debt, it becomes a challenging scenario for them. So that's and we can help the clients to structure the debt in such a fashion that it doesn't at least they will come to a standstill. The companies won't be closed down. Uh, and in again with the lifestyle changes, like employees have been working off. So with this environment of working off-site and certain safety and security measures and personal hygiene measures which have been heightened nowadays and to the forefront, companies have to revisit their standard operating procedures, their processes as to how people interact with each other, how the process flows of a particular company needs to be restructured in light of a given scenario. So we have also come back giving the right services in terms of structuring their existing SOPs to be more in line with what the requirements of the given situation is nowadays. And these are just a few things that we have already come to the market with. In the due course of time, a few more will be added definitely. There will be SMEs who would want to, investors who would want to sell it out, sell these stakes, or mergers and acquisitions in the market. Some distressed assets will be sold. So these things will certainly happen.
Yeah, that's true. Would you like to send across any message to our audience, Sanat?
Uh, I think my message to the audience is simple. How do you deal with Corona? And the answer to that is SARS. And by SARS, I don't mean the virus SARS. SARS stand for, the first S in SARS stand for survive. It's important to survive the Corona. So remain indoors, remain liquid, conserve your cash. This is a time for businesses to conserve cash. Avoid all unnecessary expenses. Whatever expenses are not owed to your business, they should be postponed, if not totally avoided. The second point is adapt. Right? You restructure your businesses, you outsource your non-core activities, consider selling non-core businesses, because if you will need cash, how will you generate that? That is, you can do it by selling your non-core businesses. Focus on what is really your core business and what is your core strength. Reform. R stands for reform. Change your policies and procedures. Have a relook at your standard operating procedures to meet the social distancing norms. And also not only to meet the social distancing norms, but depending upon the sector that you are, to send out the right branding and messaging in the market. For example, if you are a restaurant, would it not help you if you send out a message in the market that all your waiters or all your chefs or cooks or people working in your kitchen pantry, they are all uh, tested or medically fit. They are putting in the right gear, protective gear. They are putting on mask when they prepare your food. Then imagine the message that goes to the customer. So depending upon your business sector, you need to send out the right messaging also to your customers. And the final S is for succeed. So survive, adapt, reform, succeed. Some startups especially will be real winners because of the Corona situation. Right? It's not a negative for everybody. As Sumit was explaining, that for example, anybody coming with a digital solution is going to meet with a lot of success during this time. Don't forget, if you have the right idea, if you are solving a problem, then you will be in demand. Right? Alibaba owes a lot of its success to the previous pandemic, which was SARS. Right? because of such, a lot of Chinese consumer adopted to online purchasing, and that led to Alibaba being what it is today. So all is not lost. Every event is an opportunity to reform. If you can reform from here and you can identify the right opportunity, you can actually gain a lot of success.
Well, that's a very wonderful message that you have put across, Sanat, to our audience, and I'm sure that we are going to follow it very closely and come out stronger out of this situation. Well, I'd like to thank the three of you for taking some time out to engage with us and getting to understand the perspectives of various startup founders and how they have been combating the ongoing crisis. So, this will definitely help us to tackle the scenario in a better way. And I would also like to thank our viewers for watching. We hope to come back with yet another session with some interesting content for all of you next Thursday. Until then, stay safe and subscribe to Tech Talk Thursdays by Impact. Thank you.